Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of RC Classic Garage, where today we back on the E-Type. And then to recap from previous episodes, we've put in a new fuel tank, a new fuel pump, and we sent the car to William Haynes for a carb rebuild. We've also replaced quite a lot on the ignition system, but with two upgrades, a 123 electronic ignition and a high torque starter motor. The combination of everything we've done to date has improved the car remarkably, and it is a pleasure to drive. The car has also returned from William Haynes with a to-do list, and first on the to-do list is the exhaust. The exhaust that is currently fitted to the car is not the correct diameter and has also been previously welded, patched and joined, so we will be fitting a new one. So a new exhaust has been ordered, and we will end up fitting handbrake pads at the same time as we have the car up on the ramp. But in today's episode, we'll be getting on with the windscreen washer and also fitting the correct size number plates to the car. The windscreen washer has definitely seen better days. On top of not being operative, somebody has cable tied this one into position. I will start by removing the water tube that feeds the washers. In this way, we will be able to test the motor as well as the pressure coming out of the system. And as we've just seen, the motor does not sound very good at all, but on top of that, the pressure coming out of the system is very weak. So what we will do is remove the motor and bottle from the car and try and repair them. An entire replacement unit costs about £180, but I would like to try and repair this one as best as possible. The plan I have is to fit a small universal washer pump into the Lucas housing at the top of the water bottle so that it still looks original but works a lot more effectively. So what I will do is remove the old Lucas motor from the top of the washer bottle lid. I will then open the Lucas housing and remove as much of the contents as possible to create enough space to put the new universal motor. You want to retain the original Lucas electrical terminals. This is so when you put your new motor into the housing, you're able to solder the positive and negative terminal to the original Lucas electric terminals. Unfortunately, I did lose some of the footage, but here it is completed with the original Lucas casing and a new universal motor inside. And as you saw earlier, the water bottle had been cable tied into position, and that's because the original leather strap had broken. So I have purchased a new leather strap, and what we will do is fit this new leather strap to the original bracket. We need to drill the old rivets out of the bracket. And while we have the bracket stripped, it's a good idea to give it a clean, and we'll give it a quick coat of paint so that it looks good as we put it back in the car. We let the paint dry and rivet the new leather strap into position. And for the water bottle, we'll soak it in some warm water with bleach for a few hours. And now we're ready to put the bracket back into the car. This bracket is held on by 3 bolts. And then put the clean water bottle back into the bracket, just pushing it into the leather strap. And as we now have that back in, you can see that this is looking a lot better than what it did in the past. So we're now ready to put the cap on and see if it works. And we connect up the original wiring into the original Lucas housing, which hosts the new pump. And a quick test, it sounds a lot better and has very strong pressure. I also removed both of the nozzles and gave them a quick clean, as the system has not been working for a while. And overall, after a test, I'm very happy with the result. One of the cosmetic changes I'm going to be doing is the number plate. Where it currently has this number plate fitted to the car, which I really don't like. It has all sorts of issues, especially when it knocks the ground as you open up the front bonnet. So common with the E-Types, I've purchased a vinyl number plate which will be sticking to the front of the bonnet, and I have been measuring up for the center of the bonnet and cleaning the bonnet extensively before sticking the vinyl down. And again, I'm really happy with the new look, and this is much better than having a number plate dragging on the ground. And the rear plate is also not a correct size E-Type number plate. The car was missing all of its rubber grommets behind the number plate, meaning that fumes were getting into the car. So I took the opportunity to replace all of the rubber grommets behind the number plate. And then we'll fit an original size E-Type number plate to the rear of the car, which is a 21.5 inch by 7 inch with a 1 inch radius across the top. Thanks everybody for watching another episode of RC Classic Garage, where today we were able to tick off the windscreen washer and the plates and grommets. So in the next episode, hopefully the exhaust will have arrived and we can get the car up on the ramp, change the exhaust and do the handbrake pads at the same time. We'll also then assess the corrosion which has been found on the left passenger floor and see how best to tackle that. And then at some stage we will have to rebuild the heater box as well as the blower motor. So still a lot to do on the E-Type. There'll still be a lot of minor things to go through on the report, but we will get through them one by one. So please do like and subscribe, and thanks all for watching. See you all next time.